Well, howdy, howdy, how is everybody doing? How you doing, Kason? In case anybody, am I coming through loud and clear for everybody? In case anybody wonders who Frank is, Frank technically is not Frank. Frank is Kason, my grandson. So says he's been waiting an hour. Let's see, I've got to mute this over here because I'm going to get an echo. There, got the mic over here. I got two different monitors running here. But today I was going to talk about be careful what you ask for. And I don't know how many people we have. We got 4 people in here, so we're going to get started. I just hid the chat. There we go. Um, I was thinking about something, and I'm not a political person, but I wanted to say something about something political, and it has to do with our president. Now, I was looking, and Biden is wanting to, with fuel prices near record highs, President Biden on Wednesday urged Congress to temporarily suspend the federal gas tax and give Americans just a little bit of breathing room. Oh, now my thoughts on that. That's all well and good, but has anybody looked up the reason or for the gas tax? The gas tax. What does it cover? What does the federal gas tax pay for? Most of the money collected from the federal gas tax goes towards highway infrastructure and via the Highway Trust Fund, which pays for most federal spending on highways and mass transit. So, yeah, roads, definitely. How you doing, Big 292? And that was just, I got my Dairy Queen cup over here full of sweet tea. But that's the whole thing that I'm thinking about is, be careful what you ask for. So, okay, we do a tax decrease on the gas. And I'm all for that. But there's repercussions for that. Does that mean there's going to be a mass transit employees getting laid off, getting furloughed from their job because of the lack of funds to pay their salaries? I don't know. That one was kind of a new one. I hadn't really thought about that, but that popped up on my news app yesterday, I believe. And it's just something that people ought to think about. And it kind of goes along with being careful what you ask for. For the simple fact, to every action, there's always an equal reaction. That's an exact Newton's third law that states to every action there is always an equal reaction or mutual actions of two bodies upon each other are always equal and directed to contrary parts. Means if you want this, you may get it. But you may get this too, and you didn't want this. So you better think about it. Why should we be careful what we wish for? Above all else, the biggest reasons to be mindful of what we wish for is that we're prone to believe we'll be happier once we acquire what we desire. Social science research has proven that thinking this way is a setup because the more we get, the more we want. So, yeah, you can wish that your grass was green in the backyard and growed real good. And then guess what? You're going to be out there mowing that grass. You're going to be out there watering that grass. You're going to be out there using gas in your lawnmower. So for everything we ask for, you better think twice about it. And that kind of, what this kind of has to do with, and I don't know all about that Prop 22 thing in California. All I've read is it guarantees them the minimum wage or minimum pay of 15.40 or 15.60 an hour or something. But my thing is, if people keep pushing to get DoorDash and these other places, to pay more, what is going to follow down the road? If you own a business, you want to make your customers or your employees happy, they're threatening to walk out. So you have to pay them more, right? Okay. Now you're going to pay them more. But where's that money going to come from? You got to charge more for your product. And who's that going to follow? The consumer. And what's going to happen eventually in the long run? Consumers are going to start backing off of that because of the fees and everything else. How you doing, Gig Lebowski? Adam, how are you? Hope everybody is doing fine today. And we're just talking about what you wish for you might get. I read one while ago. It was kind of funny. I don't even know where it went. Somebody wrote, used to tell people to think before they say what they want something or suggest that they may actually want it. You think having twins would be fun? Be careful what you wish for. You may just get it. Having twins may be fun, but you got twice the care you got to give. My whole thing is everybody's fussing about the. How you doing, Henry? Everybody and Rodney, how are you? Glad to see y'all made it. But everybody's talking about, the tips being hidden. Okay, my thoughts on that, and I'm just going to throw it out there, is if the order makes sense, then if it's $6.50 and you're going 2 miles, I don't care if it has a hidden tip or not. I'm going to take that order regardless. And if it does have a hidden tip, that's a bonus. It's just the way I look at it, it's a bonus. But, if everybody wants DoorDash and all them to be more transparent and raise the base pay, and all that, then the consumer is going to pay for it. And it's just like any business. What happens when you raise your rates? People over time start losing interest in it. Right now, it's still new. It's kind of a fad thing. And it may stay this way for years to come. But the main thing I'm saying is before you go out and start complaining and boycotting and doing all that, think about the repercussions of what you're wanting and what you're asking for. Think about the good of that. I hate to say it, but think about the good of the business. Now, I realize I'm not a DoorDash company man or whatever, but they're the ones that makes it possible for us to do what we enjoy doing. And if we push them up in a corner, eventually something's going to snap. What it's going to be, hopefully we don't find out, but if people keep pushing, I'm afraid we're all going to find out. That was the main thing I had to say. I don't even remember what I think that's about all I titled it for, and then just talk. Is everybody? I'm looking here, and it looks like I'm looking away from y'all, but I'm actually looking at the second monitor. But I could put it over here, I guess. Anyway, has everybody been? How you doing, Susan? Has everybody been making some money out there? Everybody talks about the summer slowdown. I haven't really noticed the summer slowdown, but I mainly do Spark now. I will show you one thing that I kind of said, are you crazy? Oh, I think I have it open right here. Yeah, I have it open. Y'all check this out. $4.38 for 9.0 miles. Now, how many of y'all are going to drive that far? And what's getting me though is the more in the last week, I have seen more and more orders like that from Uber Eats. I've seen $2.80, and this is not add-ons. This is the main order. Now I know a lot of times you get a $10 or $12 add-on order, and then order, and then they would add on a $2 or $3 add-on. Now I understand that, but these are the main orders. And I don't know what's going on. I won't do that, and I don't think anybody else is going to be able to do that for very long. I know. Adam says, I know I feel blessed with Spark. I try to treat my customers good. Yeah, and I tell you what, I went in, or not in the house, but I delivered to a big nice house. I had to walk up to the not the actual porch, but just the concrete area. It was like a porch, but then it had a gate, and then it had like a little open area where the porch is by the front door. The guy comes out there and he starts picking the stuff up because I didn't open the gate and set it inside there. But when he opened that door, you could see all the way through that house, and it looked like a gigantic ballroom all the way to the other end of the house. And I mean, we're talking probably 50 yards or so, 50 yards. That was a huge house. And then you could just kind of see over on the right, like doorways going into like a gigantic living room. That house was amazing. But that kind of has, what made me think about that is customer service. Talk to the people. Don't treat them like they're the plague. Be kind. Treat people the way you want them to treat you. Adam, I changed my game. I go to nearby zone with 2 Walmarts and I get good orders, but mileage is higher because I'm more in the sticks, so I have to go further. And that's a lot of people talk about miles, but just remember, and most of y'all have been doing this for a while, so you know that those miles you drive are tax deductible. And I think I had a video on it last week, I believe it was, that starting July 1st, the IRS is raising the deductible, the allowed amount, I think to 62 cents a mile is what it was. Big, you've been on the Spark waiting list for about 3 weeks now. I don't know if it would do any good, but you might email them. I had made a comment on your driver Mike's video, and something about point pickup, and one of his viewers commented to my comment and said that they were on the waiting list and could never get added, and they wound up emailing the support and asking them to do a manual, if they could do a manual activation, and they said the next day he was activated. So guess what I did earlier? I emailed support. Now I don't know if that would work on Spark or not, but might be worth a shot, because I'm going to try it on Curry. I haven't looked up Curry. I had to get out and get busy and get to working today, so I didn't really check out the Curry to find it, but and y'all that just now coming in, this Mr. Frank there is actually Mr. Kaysen, which is my grandson. He's on there watching me over at his house. I don't know. I don't know if his mama's at work or not, but it's all good. He's YouTube watching, game playing. What is that game? What's that game that you like playing, Kaysen? Minecraft? Oh, so I'm missing chat up here. Susan said, I've been home since last Saturday, discouraged with orders I'm getting. Yeah, I understand that one. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. Henry says, how's your wife doing, Gig Lebowski? Well, thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. What's up, Gig Lebowski? Did I miss something? Is your wife not doing well, or? I've kind of gotten behind on watching some of my people's videos, and Gig Lebowski is one of them that I do try to watch. But it's Fortnite. Grandson is a Fortnite player. Level 198, which tells me absolutely nothing. Must be good. So whatever is going on with your wife, Mr. Lebowski, I hope that everything's okay. I hate hearing that anything, if somebody's got a sniffle, I hate hearing that. Ain't nothing fun about not feeling well. I 10 people. We got 10 people watching. All right. Well, y'all got anything going on? I don't. Is Gig Lebowski still in here? Case and I haven't watched any in a couple of months, actually. I hate to get behind on the chat because I must be missing something. I need to pay more attention. Yeah, I don't know what's y'all's. Oh, his wife had surgery. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. And I'll tell you one thing I'll tell you, one thing, I'm repeating myself. One thing about surgery, I had several eye surgeries growing up, and the anesthesia that they used to have compared to what they have now is amazing. And, it all knocks you out. But back when I was younger, having eye surgeries, I generally would wake up feeling all groggy and sick a few times. But when I had my throat surgery for cancer, man, it was like, oh, you go into the surgery room and they said, okay. And then I can hear them I heard them talking about ordering pizza or something. And then I said, when is this stuff going to work? And they said, you're in recovery, man. You've already been through all of it. And I'm like, huh? Because I woke up and I was ready to jump up and go, which I did for about 2 days. And then it hit me. And I was like, I can't do that. On her neck, I think, well, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's surgery on my neck. Mine was cancer. I hope hers wasn't that. And it definitely changes your life up a bunch. So, whatever was going on, my thoughts and prayers are with her, with anybody that's going through anything like that. You like this background, Casey? I got it blurred. It's the lens that's making it kind of blurry back here, but I got these lights where on air and live. That's hard to point because everything's backwards. Then I got uh, this ball right here. It lights up, but yeah, it's all pretty cool. And the blue lights, kind of hard to tell they're blue, but they are blue. Yeah, Rodney. Rodney says, Yes, it's hard to keep up watching so many great YouTubers. There is a lot of them out there, and there's probably going to be more. I have an idea for a video, and I'm going to put that out. Uh, if I can get it done, I'm probably going to put that out Monday. That'll be Monday's video. And to be quite honest with you, it don't exactly have a lot to do with gig work, but on the other hand, it does. You'll be sure to watch for that. Big LOL. Just like now, for a stress test, you can get a shot instead of running on a treadmill. Really? Man, when I got my, I had to do a stress test for blood pressure. And I did real good when that treadmill's like this. But then they start speeding it up, and then they start raising it. And oh man, that will get your cardio pumping. It's tough. I really don't want to do that again. The shoes you got me are really comfortable. Those shoes are. There is a YouTuber out there that those are from. He does acrobat stuff, and really cool. So, Mr. Henry says, I read a Reddit post this evening that said Spark was having a dispatch problem with shop and delivery orders that they just fixed. We should expect to see more shop and delivery orders. I was kind of wondering. I'm glad you said that because I haven't had a shop and delivery order in, oh man, 3 weeks, maybe a month. It's been a while. But I like them as long as they're like 20 items or less because generally they pay good and they help save gas, to be honest with you, which up until recently, that hasn't been as big of an issue here as what it is now, but it definitely is an issue now. Oh, you think you know who I'm talking about? Um, Tanner Markley is the channel. He used to work for Razor. I think it was Razor, the little scooters, the handles, and doing stunts with all them. You ought to, if anybody likes that kind of stuff, you ought to check it out. He's a pretty cool guy. He even raises chickens. I feel for anybody that does that. I was raised around chickens. I don't want no chickens. I'd rather just go to the store and buy eggs. And if I want chicken, I'll go to the Chicken Express. Yeah, it was Tanner. The shoes didn't quite fit me. I don't know if y'all remember, but Tanner ran a little what was it? It was a giveaway, but it was like a little contest, and I wound up making a video kind of promoting his stuff a little bit, and I wound up winning a pair of shoes. But my feet are kind of fat. I hate to say, but they are kind of wide, so those shoes didn't fit real good, and they fit my grandson perfectly. He says so. I'm glad. Adam, I've had like 2 shop and deliveries in like 2 weeks. That's 2 more than I've had. I was wondering uh, what was going on with that. I'm glad you. I don't get on Reddit. Maybe I should. I don't know a whole lot about it. Yeah, I used to get them all the time too, Adam. They're they're definitely worth getting. I got on Door. I very rarely get on DoorDash, but occasionally I am able to dash. And I did a shopping delivery order at a local grocery store. I tell you what, some of the stuff that people buy and then that they eat, I hadn't even heard of some of this stuff. I don't know. You passed the fifth grade. All right, that's great. Sixth grade, here you come. But yeah, it took me, and I wound up having to send a message to the customer like 3 different times. And that's the one thing I like about doing the shopping deliveries on Spark. You don't have to deal with all that. It's most of the time they'll put in a substitute, and if they don't put a substitute in, then you just put it if they approve it. And I guess it's while you're ordering, if they approve it, then you can put the substitute in, but you got to use common sense about it. If they're wanting Fritos, you don't want to get them Pringles. It's quite a bit of difference. But if they're out of Charmin, you could get Angel Soft. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, it is hot out there, folks. I don't know what the temperature is now, but oh yeah, well, my computer's showing it was 95, but it was like 108 out there earlier today. It's what the car was showing anyway, and my car, I seriously need to get some window tint. Somebody said, and I hit the microphone. Somebody I had researched a little bit on window tint and read on ceramic window tint, and then somebody a while back made a comment on an older video about window tint. And ceramic window tint is what I'd like to have, but it is very expensive. So I probably just have to get the regular window tint. But my car is black, and it don't even have the factory tint on it. How you doing, Miss Ellen? Hope everything is going well out in the west. I bet it's warm out there. But well, I don't know. It's 8:30. It may be cooling off a little bit now. I don't know. I'd still like to come back out to Vegas sometime. Y'all didn't know Ellen is in Las Vegas. Miserable here in Southwest Missouri, and my air in my car went. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I feel you on that. What I was saying is, yeah, no window tint. So when that sun is shining in the side glass, it's like standing in front of an oven. But I'd rather have the little bit of airflow that I have than no airflow at all, like Miss Susan. You need to get that fixed, and soon I'll be coming through probably that area next month. I'm going to go up to St. Louis. Are you going to go up to St. Louis, Susan? Oh, you gave Ellen. You got some. Yeah, you got shoes too. Yeah. No, Case, and it's Tanner Markley is the guy that does the acrobats and all that. So yeah. How you doing, Carp? Them RV style. That sounds like you got a YouTube channel? Over on my Dirty Shoes Adventures, I have a lot of RVer type channels. You was planning on it? Okay. Yeah. Matter of fact, we have our hotel reservations made already for Friday night and Saturday night. We'll head back this way Sunday. But we're just kind of wanting to stop along the way and, leave probably Friday morning and take our time. I want to go back up in the arch, and that was kind of cool. And that I remember there was a church right below the arch. Man, I had a picture of it, and that made a really good picture. Yes, we do. All right, I'm gonna have to check out your channel. I'm going to open a new window with your channel so I can check it out. Oh man, you got a big fifth wheel. I like that. All right. Well, I know what I'm going to be watching later on, y'all. We'll go check their channel out if y'all are into. Well, y'all can probably click on it too, but if y'all are into RVing, and I haven't checked out the channel, so but I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. There is a link to the RV style channel. So if y'all are into RVing, check that out. Um, since we're talking about that, we're gigging too, but no YouTube channel on gigging. I have the Dirty Shoes Adventures that has a lot of like fishing and camping and hiking and stuff like that on it. Then I started this channel later, and I don't know. I enjoy the Dirty Shoes Adventures. I had a video. If anybody hadn't seen it, I did a video this past weekend. I believe it was Saturday, but I think I released it like Monday. Anyway, it was called Bridge to Bridge Cruise, and if you're into old hot rods and cars like that, y'all can check it out. Dirty Shoes Adventures. Actually, I think you can just go to dirtyshoesadventures.com and it forwards you. No, wait. I let that no that scratch all that. Just look up Dirty Shoes Adventures on YouTube. You'll find it. But anyway, I was going to ask you where I didn't read yet. We live here in Wichita Falls and RV when we can. Oh, you live here in Wichita? Okay, that's cool. Um, do you watch Lola Lost on Land again? She has a Lollapalooza. It's a big get together of RVers and campers and stuff, and then a lot of people that just are kind of into it. And it's not a big party fest like they have out in RTR and all that out in Arizona. These are calm, civilized, ordinary people. There's one, Lollapalooza is coming up October 5th, I believe, at Abilene State Park. So I will be there too, I hope. If you haven't checked out Lois' channel, check it out. It's Lost on Land again. She does a lot on camping and stuff. But yeah, there's lots of RVers out there. I was wanting to do that. What I was wanting to do originally. How you doing, pork chop? Did I miss anything good? Well, no, you didn't. Oh, I should say, yeah, you missed all kinds of stuff. We had giveaways, popcorn, uh, hot rods, and actually, we didn't have all that. We were mainly just talking about, actually, now we're talking about camping and stuff like that. But earlier, we were just talking about the be careful what you wish for, you know, because everybody kind of fusses about how DoorDash does and stuff. But if you push them up in the corner, what is it eventually going to lead to if they have to raise rates or base pay and all that? I think we ought to just be happy with what we got. It don't cost us anything, and then we have a choice whether to do it or get a W-2 job. It's simple as that. But yeah, anyway, on the camping, that Lollapalooza, Abilene State Park, October 5th. You have to double check on them dates. I'm pretty sure that's October 5th. But if you like camping and all that, you ought to check it out because it's fun. They have what do you call it? A feast where everybody makes different things and like a potluck thing, and then they play cornhole and one of the guys usually sets up a big screen and we have a movie night and just watch a movie. It's family friendly. It's a state park, so we all know how. Well, most people that camp and stuff know how alcohol is. If you're gonna drink, keep it low key. But yeah, there is a lot of that. Not a lot of drinking. There's not a lot of drinking going on, but there's some. I mean, it's not like everybody's goody two shoes or anything like that. It's just normal people, and most everybody is, I would say, from their mid 20s up into their 70s. And there's some pretty big YouTube channel people that come to that Lollapalooza. So yeah, I miss camping and floating. Uh, are you coming up near Branson? No, I'm just going to St. Louis. But there was a place, and I was trying to remember because a couple of years after my kid's mom passed away, we took a big family vacation. It was me, my two kids, and my sister and her three, my aunt and uncle and their grandkids, my mom. It was quite a few of us. Anyway, we went to St. Louis and Memphis. It was an experience. But anyway, what I was getting at is there was a river that we got a boat and we went down, and there was a lot of people floating that river. I was trying Merrimack Caverns. Does that sound right? I think that's where it was at. But yeah, I'd like to go back over there. That was fun, and I want to go to. There's a couple of places I want to go in the St. Louis area. It'll be fun if y'all are into wanting to meet other gig tubers and people that do gig work and just hang out and have a good time. There's going to be a gig conference, which everybody in here probably knows about. Let me do this. Is that right there? Y'all can check it out. Let's see, gigworkconference.com. Oh, right there you are. But yeah, y'all check that out if you're into that. Okay, let me get back to my screen. Where'd it go? Not that screen. Yeah, here we are. Pork Chop says, I have an obvious question / answer. Since I'm new and still on the wait list, I will ask it. When someone orders, is it shipped from the store closest to their house, even with several stores close by? No. And I say that because just Sunday or Monday, I think it was Monday actually. Might have been Saturday. I don't know. I lose track of days. Anyway, there's 3 Walmarts here in Wichita Falls, and I had a pickup at the Walmart that's north of Wichita Falls, a couple miles, and it went all the way across to the other side of Wichita Falls, and technically you kind of passed up 2 Walmarts on the way. So I believe, and I could be wrong, that if somebody orders something and that particular closest Walmart where they ordered it from is out of it, they may pass that order to a Walmart that does have it in stock. I'm not sure that's how it works, but I could see no other reason why they would want you to drive all past 2 other Walmarts to deliver. So yeah, orders is shipped from store closest. No. Sweet, simple answer. No. Most of the time it really is, but there are times that it's not. The Buffalo River, Susan says that sounds right. The Buffalo River in Arkansas is beautiful. That could have been it. I'm not real sure. Oh, Ellen is saying that your driver Mike knows about it. Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Mike's channel, he's got a good channel, and he does a really good job. You know, he's more, I don't know. He's better on the camera than I am. I just rattle about random stuff and talk random. I'm just a normal person. I'm no professional like some of these people. Pedro's becoming quite a professional himself. Y'all notice how he used to wear t-shirts and all that, and now he's wearing some nice looking shirts. And here I am. I used to wear like polo shirts all the time, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm going the wrong way. He's moving up in the world. He's like the Jeffersons. He's moving on up. But yeah, oh, you going to Pedro's gig conference? Yes, I am. Uh, yeah, that's July 30th, 31st, 30th, whatever that Saturday is. Susan, I think it was Merrimack you're talking about. Yeah, I just remember Merrimack Taverns, and that was cool. I know there was a Jesse James where supposedly Jesse and Frank James hid out the little old hole in the little hill, mountain, whatever. Wasn't about that big, but they had it where you could just kind of go in there a little bit. I don't know if it caved in or I don't really remember. I just remember seeing that, and they said that that's where they hid out a couple of times. It was a good hiding spot, definitely. I like old stuff like that, Jesse and Frank James and Billy the Kid and stuff like that. And the wildest thing I heard about Frank James was after after everything, later in life, Frank on the James farm or whatever they called it, he would go down to the little creek or something and gather up rocks, and he was selling them as like rocks from Jesse James' grave or something. I just thought I don't remember the whole story. I shouldn't even have started it since I don't know it. But if y'all are interested in that kind of stuff, y'all can check it out. Are we down to one person? Everybody leaving the house? Am I going to be in here talking to myself? What's his channel name? Oh, you talking about Pedro? Let me give me just a second. Oh, you're still here, Pork Chop? Oh, well, now it says 3 watching now. Um, well, there's Sarah's channel. Let me get Pedro's channel pulled up. Okay. And let me get back over here. And plenty of rocks here. Plenty of sandstone here where I live. I don't know. I don't know how accurate that counter is, but that's Pedro's link right there. If you wanted to check that out, is it Carp Diem? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'll have to see you out somewhere and say, how do you pronounce that? Pedro DoorDash Santiago, Mister. What does he call himself? Mister Bet on You. A while back, I kind of said something to him, but I don't know if he even noticed it. But he was talking about, and I was talking about that word bet. And to me, that the algorithm may pick that up as a gambling type thing. I don't know, but we will see. Did I talk to an insurance friend for the inside scoop on seems to be the kind of worthless rideshare insurance that we talked about last week? I talked to two. I didn't talk to the one person I know, but I talked to 2 others, and they didn't want to commit to saying anything. They were just kind of talking in circles. So, no. Apparently, it's one of those gray line areas where they don't want to say and commit themselves to anything. I wished I could have found out something, but the mic person. Oh, okay. Give me just a second. Your driver Mike. Actually, that's basically the same Here's the link to your driver, Mike. Yeah, Pork Chop was talking about the insurance for rideshare. That's kind of a bad deal. If y'all are interested, y'all can check out the last week the situation with the insurance. But now nobody wants to talk about it. I don't know. The one little incident that uh, I was in, or somebody I know was involved in, uh, they were advised just not say nothing and just go on and let insurance just do its thing. But if you're hauling people and something happens, that's a different ballgame. You got to be real careful with that one. You pronounced it correctly. Carpe diem. RV style. It's easier to say RV style. Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Uh, there was something I was supposed to check on, and y'all may have been out there to Airhead State Park. Lola, they're lost on land again. She was asking a while back. We was talking about it, and she was talking about the prairie dogs that was out there. And it seems like last year or the year before when I was out there, I didn't see any prairie dogs. Not even over by the little swim area and the playground down from the old store. I don't know if you used to be a store. I don't know if you've been around that long around this area. But anyway, I didn't see any prairie dogs out there. I didn't know if maybe you've been out there in the last year or two, and if if those prairie dogs are back. RB style, not TV style, autocorrect. Yeah, gotta love autocorrect. One thing I have noticed, I was really happy with my new phone. Look at all them lenses on that thing. It's the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Sounds fancy, huh? But you know what? That thing has 3 times now. It just shut off and rebooted. I don't know. I looked it up and it was talking about it being possibly third party apps. Which I do gig work, so I have several third party apps. I don't know. Susan says I did pizza delivery last summer for a local restaurant. Was told by owner not to say anything about doing delivery. It was if I was in a wreck. Yeah, I don't want to advise anybody to do anything, but if you're hauling people, I would be real careful on that one. But the advice that the person that I know had the incident, nothing was said. I don't even have that same insurance carrier. I mean, that person don't even have that same insurance carrier anymore. But seize the day. Oh, that's cool. Corporate. Is that French? You'll just be doing Walmart. Yeah. I don't think there's anything that says that I wouldn't leave. If something happens, I might pull the sticker off because they'll give you. I don't. I've got a couple out in the car. They're just little stickers that you have to scan. If you watch any of my Spark videos, you'll see it, or even Bree over on her channel. She has a lot of stuff on Spark, and she just started doing Spark too. Man, she's knocking it out of the ballpark with the Spark videos. I don't haul people, Susan said. The only time that I've hauled people, well, I did haul like 2 or 3 different trips with just civilians, but the rest of the time, when I have done it, I've just done the military base. We have a Air Force base here, and I've just done that. Eyes are fogging up. Pork chop, how high between last week and this week? Fess up, it was you in the wreck, not your invisible friend. I was, uh, man, yeah, it was me. But it was, the poor girl was scared to death. But she was pretty shook up, but nobody was hurt. And her friend just sat over like, boy, her mama come up there. I think they lived in apartments kind of by where we were at. Her mama come up there. Her mama wasn't too happy with her at all. She wasn't upset with me. She just wasn't too happy with her. But, I'm kind of, in a way, glad the young lady got to experience something minor like that. That kind of shook her up. Maybe she realized she needs to be a little more careful in the future. And being a little more careful might have prevented a really bad wreck later on. I don't know. I always try to find the positive things, and even in a wreck. And we all know some wrecks are not. There's nothing positive about them. They're very tragic. But sometimes getting in a little fender bender is a wake up call that you need to pay a little more attention, because it could have been worse. And thank goodness it wasn't. But anyway, yeah. If personally, you can do what you want, but I'm not saying. I mean, if something happens, I'd just be careful. But if something happens, it happens. And just, I wouldn't like lie about anything, and definitely ain't gonna lie. But I wouldn't just blurt it right out, you know. And as long as nobody's really hurt or anything, cops don't care. All they want to do is get their paperwork done and get out of there, back into the air conditioner. And I can say that because I have family members that are peace officers. They don't want to be out there having to mess with all that. It's just more paperwork. They want to just do their thing and go on and give them what they need to know and move on. Oh, how you doing? Alaska Gigs and Guns stopping by to say hi and drop a like. How's Texas? Hot. Very, very hot. And it gets dark around here. I was watching you was doing a live the other night or something, and it was like midnight here, and it was still daylight there. That would take me some major getting used to. I wouldn't know where to sleep at the AM or the PM because it's all pretty much the same. PM would probably be cooler. Of course, I don't think it would really get that hot up there. I don't know. Oh, and we need the rain. We definitely need the rain. The only thing not going to dry up out there is mesquite trees. That's a fact. Some of our little lakes around here are getting pretty shallow, and I don't like seeing that because I like fishing. Out near Iowa Park, there's a city lake there in Iowa Park. Man, that thing is getting low. A few years ago, they pumped water in there from another lake, which made an excellent place to fish. But because anytime you get that water pumping that oxygen in like that, that's a little fishing hint for you if you go fishing. If you have water coming in, like a stream or whatever, usually that pushes food in and it oxygenates the water. So fish that area. It was 80 up here right now. This is unreal and miserably hot. 80 doesn't sound hot, but I bet the type of heat it is, it's probably pretty bad. I don't know. Is the humidity or is it just like dry? Pork chop with a high pressure parked over the state. It protects us from the storms coming off the Gulf. So I'll take that heat any day. I know what your area down there is definitely humid. You get that Gulf humidity. I, I don't know. I lived in Gulfport, Mississippi for one summer. Worked down there for my uncle doing bricklaying, and that humidity. You could take a shower, step outside, walk out to the truck, and it didn't even feel like you dried off. It was horrible. And back then, there was nothing to do for a 19-year-old boy. No, nothing. Humid, and normally we would be about 65. That's bad. Hopefully, it doesn't have too bad of an effect on wildlife. RV style. I met another gigger yesterday and mentioned your channel. It's nice to know other giggers in Wichita Falls. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Um, Baxter's Batch. Hello, this is Sabrina from San Antonio. Today was a scorcher. It is all over the state. Well, apparently all the way up to Alaska. Hey, what? It's tough out there. Gas prices are up. Speaking of gas, what are the gas prices up in Alaska? I kind of know what they are here in Texas, but are they pretty bad up that way? Have anything in mind for next week's topic? Oh man, you're making me think about next week already. I do have something in mind for Monday's video, and I don't know who all's going to be interested in it, but I'm going to do it, and we're going to see how it goes. But I don't know about next week. Got any suggestions? Anything y'all want to talk about? I can research on and at least know a little bit about what we're talking about. 449 here. Uh, mm, oh, wait. RV style. I met another gigger yesterday at a donut shop, and they mentioned your channel. It's nice to meet other giggers here in Wichita Falls. Somebody asked me they sent me a message and asked me about donut and coffee orders, and I'm not real sure what they were talking about, but it had to do with Spark because they mentioned a Spark video, and I wasn't real sure, so I just sent them the link to the playlist of the Spark videos I have out. 549 to 579 in Alaska. That's, I would think it would have been higher. Of course, I guess they have all them pipelines still up there. I know back in the early 80s, I worked for a big welding company. They built oil field equipment, but big equipment. And that's when they was putting all them pipelines in up in Alaska. That's where most everything we built went. And that's some major pipelines up there. How do you feel about gift deliveries? The type that we deliver and the recipient possibly is not expecting us to show up. Ooh. Hmm. That would, yeah. Well, hopefully, if somebody was going to send a gift, they would leave a note in there for you not to contact the customer, or well, unless it was theirs. But that would be kind of cool if you could bring a smile to somebody's face by bringing them something they wasn't expecting. As long as you don't blow it by sending them a text. I'm on my way. On your way with what? I did get a delivery a couple of years ago Actually, I got a phone call to deliver something for a lady that lives. She's either in San Antonio. I think she was in San Antonio, but it was to deliver it to her dad for his birthday, and he was in one of the nursing homes here. And the smile on his face, I think he was 88, 89, somewhere in there. But the smile on his face and the joy that brought to him to get a Boston cream pie and some balloons. Man, that's cool when you can see bring some joy to somebody's life, one way or another, you know. Pork chop, my dad worked in the North Slope in the 70s. Yeah. I in the early 80s, the business was good. You know, man, I was making $5.50 an hour. I know that don't sound like much, but back then that wasn't bad money. Then I got a couple of raises after that, and then about 84 or 85, somewhere in there, yeah, oil tanked, and all these companies started shutting down. And I made it through two layoffs, but the third one got me. And a few months later, the company sold out to another company in a small town just west of here. Uh, oh, my concern is showing up unannounced, especially at night in the woods or wherever and being shot or something. Yeah, that would put a different spin on it. I would make sure that I wouldn't park. Well, don't park where the headlights facing their front door, so when they open the door, all they see is lights that blinding them. You wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, I don't know, because you don't want to be too quiet and sneak up there. Man, I don't know. If you got to do a video on that, if you ever, when you get one of those, and just how you think it ought to be done, because you wouldn't want to be too quiet, because then they're going to think you're sneaking around. But if you're too loud, then you're going to draw too much attention. I don't. That's a good one. That's something definitely to be concerned about, especially up there where you live. Because I've watched enough of your videos to know a lot of the places you deliver are out in the boonies, and the closest thing we have to that is East Texas here. The trees are thick, and you can have a next door neighbor that's only a quarter of a mile away, and you can't hear or see anything because it's so thick. But anyway, yeah, you ought to do a video on that. That would be a good one. Pork chop. Back in the '80s, I worked at Walmart for $3.85 an hour. Never worked so hard in my life. I heard Walmart used to be really good to work for, but I went to work there part time. I can't remember, but everybody that's been there for years said Walmart had changed quite a bit. So it wasn't as good as what it used to be. I have a visitor.
Hello.
Miss Emily's in the house. So how was the door dashing tonight?
Very slow.
Very slow.
Very slow.
She's a top dasher.
Shh.
Oh,
You tell people that.
somebody gonna shoot at you. But in this area, you have to be a top dasher if you want to dash. Because, like I said earlier, very rarely can I get on there to dash. But I don't know. I like Spark. I used to not do a lot of Spark. When I first started, it was, I believe it was just, it was Uber Eats. And Uber Eats. And then Uber Eats and then Grubhub. And man, those two back then they paid good. And then lady I talked to at one of the restaurants here that did the gig work told me to get on DoorDash and start doing that. Miss Ellen said, "Hello, Emily." I don't even know I don't know where she went. She might have went back outside. You don't do any nighttime deliveries. Too scary. Well, I'm a little more selective on my nighttime deliveries. But what I was saying, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, Uber Eats and Grubhub used to be really good here, and then DoorDash was really good for the first year I did it, and then after that, and they started coming out with all these $3 and $4 orders, and you can't take all them kind of orders, and your ratings drop, and you lose the ability to dash now. But I totally understand why people do take those orders so they keep the ratings up. Yeah, definitely some places in Wichita Falls that I would really want to be at after dark. The majority of them are okay, but there are a couple of places, and it's not exactly where you might think it would be. Well, I'll leave that one for a later date. Anyway, y'all, it is 9:06, and I have rattled and talked and rambled about much and nothing. Y'all just remember when you wish for something and try to push for something, be careful what you wish for. Because, like I said, if you push these companies in a corner, what's it going to do to them eventually? It's going to affect the consumer, and that's going to fall back on us. So, y'all think about that. In the meantime, y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. And I will see y'all in the next video, probably Monday night or Monday evening. Y'all don't miss that video. Y'all might be interested. So, anyway, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for coming and have a good one. Bye.